The woman says it for us anyway.
Yeah, I got that.
The AI woman.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
Sumi
got
woman.
We're doing the podcast for them to listen. You'll be hearing this on a Sunday, but we're doing the podcast on a Friday, which is completely like it's just against all the rules. Like,
How how does it feel that you get absolutely pumped today?
pumped.
No comment. Pumped since this will be out on Sunday night.
Ah, yes, okay. Yeah, known Rangers use might pump us on Sunday, and that's fine. But you'll still bottle it and probably finish third anyway. So yeah, it's not great, but like, that's what it is.
Fucking rich coming for you lot. Fucking hell.
Oh, like anything, if we're going to be science and evidence based here, shows your medals for the last 10 years, mate. What's that?
Yeah. Well, hello everybody and welcome to the podcast. Yes, I did get the podcast in
Broadcast.
there. Only for this weekend and potentially next weekend as well.
No.
Shannon, I'm gonna do you a favour. I'm gonna do you a solid here before you edit these clips. Move your camera down a wee bit because you're half falling down that page. So don't want all.
You're sitting on my laps at the moment.
Okay,
Any better? Any worse?
Yeah, all of 1 inch.
you managed to move it into the right position and then completely. But look, I've said that to you. Anyway, look. Hello and welcome to BioFitness. We've stopped telling the episodes because none of us actually know what episode it is. Today we have a very special guest. We have Sean McCardle on, and whilst I probably do have a massive introduction for him, when Sean first got in contact, he said that he'd done a bit of fishing, and I don't know anybody who'd done fishing. And when he said that he spends a lot of time in rivers at the weekend, so I've got him down as a serial killer. That's really the only intro he needs. But no, in all seriousness, when Sean got in contact, he was going to the gym. How often were you going? Actually, Sean, just actually take us back. What was life like for Sean before you get in contact with us? You were going to the gym a fair bit, weren't you?
Yeah, so basically, I was going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and probably about 3 or 4 years before COVID, every week, 3 or 4 times a week, and then obviously COVID hit, and then I stopped then for a couple of years, and then I got back into it maybe about a year before I contacted yourself, and I was in a gym in Dundalk, and I met a girl, and she was doing deadlifts, and I was fascinated with deadlifts. Never lifted a bar off the floor before, and I asked her to show me how to do them, and she said there's a great coach actually, BioFitness, and mention yourself, whatever. So I gave herself a shout, but yeah, I was doing a lot of. It was the lack of knowledge I was looking at. So I was doing a lot of cardio, spent a lot of time on treadmills, sprints, very little weights, but I was trying to build muscle at the same time. But the lack of knowledge, the knowledge wasn't there. So I mean, I was basically wasting my time, so really was wasting my time. When you look at the likes of when I joined yourself in the first year alone, I mean, the transformation there alone was huge.
What kind of
Doesn't
training?
it really bother you
Sorry, on you
when
go.
you realize to get a coach that you're like, I've wasted so many years, I could have been more jacked by now?
Absolutely. If I had got a coach 10 years ago, I would have been like
Oh,
the
the
rock.
dream.
What kind of training was it you were doing? Were you just kind of winging it? Were you following anything that you seen online? Because I know there's lots of noise online, but were you following anything in particular, or was it just nah?
So it was basically looking like on, say, Instagram Reels and seeing somebody, oh, this works or that works, or do this to build this muscle or do that to build that muscle. And every week I was kind of trying something new that I'd seen online, and obviously I wasn't either doing the exercise right, or like one exercise, as I know now, doesn't apply to everybody. That sort of way? Like, I mean, you see the likes of somebody that's clearly maybe on enhancing drugs, and they're like, oh, do whatever exercise 3 times a week and you'll build this muscle
Yeah.
within a couple of months. And it's like, I'm doing this and it's not working,
Yeah.
so a lot of it was coming from social media and influencers, I suppose.
Mate, I'm actually going to do a post about this. It's funny you mentioned that. I read Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, The Modern Encyclopedia to Bodybuilding. Now, fuck me, need a set of biceps just to hold this book. It's like, honestly, it's like that thick. I remember being like 19 and reading it and just following it to the T, training twice a day, whatever. And he was like, if you train your calves, they'll grow. Spent about 4 years training calves, man. I don't have a set of calves on me. Like I was allowed to.
You need to do cross country to get calves.
Oh, hold on. This is when Shannon used to run. Now she's sorry, I wasn't on last week's podcast, but apparently now that she's vaping, she is better at running than she ever was.
Yes, yes. I stand by my statement.
Hasn't
Not the fact I'm fitter.
hasn't ran in 10 months, but apparently that vaping has helped.
You just watch. I'll soon pass you soon.
Sean, going back up to topic. I obviously know what your goals were when you were first here, but I think there's obviously a sense of like you've been putting in a lot of work and you weren't getting the results you wanted. But what was the results that you wanted? Like if you waved a magic wand on Sean for day one, what was the magic results that you wanted in the first place?
So it might sound really shallow, but I always wanted a six pack. Always, like since I was a young fella, I kind of wanted to look lean, muscular, basically, and I could never achieve that. Like I mean, I never suffered with weight. I never really had weight on me, thankfully. But I never had the muscle either. So looking back when, like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like when I joined yourself, I thought there's nobody going to get me muscle. I mean, it was not that obviously people can do it, but I was kind of thinking to myself, like, I thought coaches were all a fad, really. You know, I thought they were like, give me money and I'll just tell you how to do things, and if it doesn't work, that's your problem, you know. And but yeah, if I was to put a physique on it, it'd be lean, muscular, I suppose, you know.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I was about to say, is that not how it works, mate? Is that not the fact that you just give me money and I just tell you what to do, and if it doesn't work, I just blame you? Not got to that stage yet, but
I was just thinking his head's going to keep getting bigger if you keep complimenting how great of a coach Kyle is.
I haven't said
You
the
see
word
it
yet.
slowly swelling each time you mention it, and I'm like, oh God.
on the same colour as my wee half sip here.
To be fair, his heat could be doing with being a few inches bigger to fucking keep up with the size of his water bottle. What the fuck is that monstrosity?
Hold on.
That's a bucket.
It's also deformed slightly because I put boiling hot water in it to try and cook it and it melted. So you're right, it is a bit of monstrosity, but 2.5 litres, boy, get that into you.
Fair enough, mate. I'll just stick with my wee Catholic can of Monster here. Sean, quickly on what you were mentioning there about thinking that coaches and stuff was all like a fad and stuff like that. What was it that made you take the chance with Kyle and BioFitness? Kind of two parts to this question. First one was what made you kind of take the chance, and were you confident that it would stick, or did you feel like it might just be like another kind of failure almost?
Well, going back, like when I first started off in DKIT gym, and I had a coach in there, and it was a person who worked in the gym, and basically came back to a bad experience, I suppose, because I was training with your man, and he was just saying like, bike for 10 minutes, treadmill for 10 minutes, and say I don't know bicep curls for 10 reps, whatever, and he'd go away and just leave me and didn't tell me what I was doing right or wrong or this, that, and the other. So I never bothered with coaches then after that. And then going back then, what I was saying, when I was in the gym and I met that girl and she was doing the deadlifts, and she actually showed me pictures of before and after and was telling me how her training was going. And then she mentioned BioFitness. And that kind of gave me a wee bit of confidence in BioFitness. Because again, obviously everybody sees coaches, and in my experience, most coaches, if they're in a gym with you, they tell you what to do and just leave it up to yourself. But when I first had a call with Kyle, he kind of walked me through. I basically told him what I wanted, and he said absolutely no problem, that can be achieved absolutely. And I was kind of still a wee bit skeptical And then we had a follow-up call then, and we went through nutrition, we went through training, and we went through lifestyle and how fitness was going to fit into my life. Because before I had kids, obviously you had free time to go to the gym at any time. And when I joined BioFitness, I had one, and I had one then after that, so I've obviously two now. So a big thing was fitting fitness into a busy lifestyle, basically. But yeah, so to answer your question, I was kind of still a wee bit skeptical going into sign up for BioFitness, but that was soon kind of wiped away then, you know, when I seen the amount of work that yourselves put into each client.
Just for anybody listening, and actually, I'm keen to do it myself, but I'm going to let you have your opportunity. I'm good like that. What has been the biggest achievements that you've had? Like over, you've been coaching with us for 2 years now. Is it more than 2 years?
3 years now in April.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
actually.
He doesn't even remember your anniversary.
Give us a highlight, Sean, in your words. What's the highlights?
My highlight so far was I done a photo shoot last year. I think it was July last year. And just seeing the pictures from them. And when I got them pictures, I took up my photo from my first photo I took of myself for tracking on BioFitness, and I looked at the comparison. I mean, it's night and day. I was talking about being lean, muscular, and that's exactly what I got. Like, you know, I mean, I genuinely didn't think it would go that well and get to where I got. But that moment when I got home from the photo shoot, I pulled up or when I got the photos, I pulled up the two photos, the before and after, and I was like, Jesus Christ, it was insane, like absolutely insane. Different person standing in front of me, like, you know.
It's funny you say about different person, mate, because actually, like a full disclosure, I went back and had a look through your earlier check-ins, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to use AI to help us alongside, like looking at summarising where we are. So I ran your earlier check-ins through like some version of AI to kind of get a synopsis as to where you were with things, and it was like you were like it's weird thinking about some of the things like earlier check-ins. Like I was saying that you were doubting yourself, that you like were a bit apprehensive when it came to pints, dominoes, being sick, and like doubting yourself and your identity within the gym. Whereas I'm looking at you now, going, it's a completely different person. But I'm like, the version of Sean 3 years ago was very different to the version of Sean that like we have in front of us at the moment. But like, if you want to take us back to that time, because like right now we can look at, yes, photo shoots, the pictures of you, people who would see you in the gym and go, like, that guy knows what he's doing, he's fucking, like, he's in great shape. But the version of Sean when we first started, like, you did have weeks where, like, it didn't go to plan. So, like, what used to happen, like, for you in your head and for your reactions when, like, life disrupted your routine to start off with?
Yeah, so my biggest thing was I'm kind of an all in or an all out person. So, like, I mean, when we first started, I think I was on four day a week gym split. I think it was four. And say I got sick one of the days and I missed a training session, I used to get very annoyed at myself because basically I wanted to do, because at this stage I had full confidence in BioFitness, and I knew you would get me to where I needed to be, but I also wanted to do exactly what I was told when I was told to do it. And so when I was missing gym sessions, I was getting very annoyed at myself, or I was sick, or kids wouldn't go to bed in time, or bits and pieces like that. And I'd miss a session, or I'd have a dodgy meal, or spontaneous pints, or anything like that. I'd get really annoyed at myself, and then I used to not. So I'd say to yourself basically, and I'd be like, "Look, Kyle, I'm sick. I can't go to the gym or whatever." And it was, I was nearly afraid to say it to you. But like, I mean, you remember there was once I was sick anyway, and you turned around to me and said, "Don't worry about it." And I said, "But sure, I'm missing a gym session. Like, I mean, that's to me, that's sacrilege, like, you know. And like, no, don't worry about it. It's fine. Like, I mean, if you're sick, your body needs to recover too, you know. And it was the information that you gave me to help me through, like, and you know, and it was, you weren't like, it was more like a lifestyle rather than a regime, if that makes sense, you know.
It doesn't have to be that all or nothing as such. It does take a bit of beating out of you. Kyle still has to tell me it's okay to like miss one from, being. I literally came out of the hospital there a few weeks ago, and the next day I was like, "Can I go to the gym?" And he was like, "You literally just left the hospital." No, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
For
Like,
what it's worth, Shannon, I still need to beat out myself. Sometimes I still is
yeah,
in the back of my head that I'm like, get a wee bit angsty when I'm like, oh, I'm not quite doing full capacity this week, or there's life that happens or whatever. And sometimes, again, that's why it's important for me that like every coach has a coach to a point, because it's very easy to start playing those mental games with yourself. I can give all the advice in the world and I try and take it, but see, when you're the person, you just, a lot of people, in my opinion, just need permission, and permission from a good place. For Sean, and again, I feel like the reason I'm probably taking this one on a little bit is because obviously I coach Sean, but I was like, Sean is a hard worker, like genuinely the type of guy that, I've said this to him, like he'd headbutt a wall to get through it if you told him, like he'd be the type of person, you've all heard the stories, it's like if he's in the army and you told him to do burpees and like you walked away from him and forgot about him, he'd still be doing burpees 15 hours later, like just because he'd been told to do burpees. Like there's no issue with Sean's work ethic, but I think for Sean it was learning the push and pull. And honestly, broke my heart a wee bit that first conversation we had, and knowing the amount of work he was putting in. And I was like, oh mate, like we just need to simplify and tidy things up a wee bit. And like you will absolutely fly. I never doubted the fact that Sean would. We've all had that experience with a client where you've had a call and you're going, oh, this is gold. Like if this person is able just to structure things properly, you know is going to get results. So yeah, I was going to say like it's always about permission, I think, and like yeah, you're always going to have that. And no matter how much you said about beating it out of you, I'm like, you get better at it, but there's still the little bit of, I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah. If it makes you feel better, I'm still not over it yet. Sometimes I still need to like remind myself it's okay. It's not going to make the end of. It's not going to be the end of the world if I miss the session. Same with going for pints, although I don't really beat myself up that much over pints. I do what I want.
I feel
Thank
that
you, Milo.
with Shannon, you've went for more pints this year than any of us have, considering like you're not really a big pint drinker.
I know. It's the rugby. The rugby's doing it to me.
I also feel like Milo's been on this podcast more than like there has been. Like I feel like there's been an increase in Milo in this podcast a lot recently. Probably.
He's Coach Milo. He's my emotional support dog. I got him
Lads,
for anxiety and he has anxiety.
just a wee reminder that we have a guest on the podcast this week. Sean.
I actually can't see Sean right now because of Milo.
Right, Sean, I want you to talk me through a wee bit more about what you said your biggest achievement was, and obviously that was a photo shoot last year. One of your main goals when you were speaking to Kyle way before you started was to have a six pack, and you achieved that for the photo shoot.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel, mate? Talk me through it.
I mean, like it was, I couldn't like, I mean, I said to Kyle before I joined that I would never really have my top off. I mean, I had no reason to, not that I was ashamed, I just wouldn't take it off, like, you know. And even on holidays I would have my t-shirt on most of the time. And then when I got into the photo shoot shape, I mean, I went on holidays. Tell you a good one. Like I went on holidays, I think 2 months before the photo shoot, and I was really panicking about it because I was like saying to Kyle, "I'm going to ruin all this progress, and I have to photo shoot now in 2 months. Like, what am I going to do?" And he said to me, "Again, don't worry about it. I mean, don't absolutely rip the piss out of it, but at the same time, like you do still have to have a balance of life and fitness or whatever." And so we went on holidays, and you can ask Jackie, my wife, like she found it hard to get the t-shirt on to me. You know, I was walking around Spain, I didn't want to put the t-shirt on, like, you know.
Oh, that threw me a bit.
No, you had a different idea in your head there. I meant like walking in a farm rather. Yeah, it was magical. Like I mean, like I have the kids now. Like Robin's 4 and Noah's 2, and they run around the house shouting, "Yeah, buddy, lightweight!" And every time we put dinner down in front of them, Daddy, does this have protein in it and stuff, like, and we get a great laugh out of it, like, um, but no, the feeling of getting into shape is, for me anyway, I know it's a personal thing for everybody, but that was my number one goal for as long as I can remember. And when I achieved it, I was like, even around the house, like, I mean, the day before the photo shoot, after I got the tan and stuff done, I remember it was absolutely gorgeous weather. It must have been like 26 degrees outside. It was roasting. And I was trying to stop sweating so the tan wouldn't run off me, And we were at the back with the kids and stuff, and the doorbell rang, and I had my top off, like as I did all the time when I was in that shape. And I thought nothing of it, and I answered the door, and it was my next door neighbour, and I was like, "Oh, hi," and she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Oh, Jesus!" And then I realized that, like, I mean, I'm absolutely ripped here. It's like, for me, it was nothing, like, But yeah, it's amazing feeling. Like, as again, it's personal. Like, like everybody wants different things, but for me, that was my goal, and I achieved it, and I achieved it to the best of my ability and Kyle's ability, I suppose, and it really just, like, amazing,
What
absolutely amazing.
what has that done for your confidence since then?
I'm a different person, to be honest. Like, I really, really am. Like, I mean, clothes wise, like, I wear clothes now that, like, I mean, before I started training, I would always wear, like, not that I wear really tight clothes now, but really baggy clothes and like baggy tracksuits and stuff that didn't reveal any of my figure now. Like, and now I go more on the side of a wee bit slimmer, and I feel like I can walk with my chest out and be proud of what I've achieved. And I'm not afraid to go into a room full of people, like, and stand confident and stuff. And I know people can't see under your clothes when you're wearing clothes and stuff, but the feeling that it gives me makes me, I suppose, more confident in everything I do, really.
Good mate, love that. Absolutely love that.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Do you still have six pack, or did we get rid of the six pack?
No, it's more of a 4-pack now, but it's still visible.
Do you want to look at it, Shannon? Is that what you're asking?
No, just that was the ultimate goal. He always wanted a six pack. And I'm like, did he always keep it then? Because I know, like, I wanted a six pack at one point, got it for the photo shoot. And then afterwards I was like, I've had it, I've done it, it's cool. Do I need to be like this for the rest of my life? No. Wondered, is your mind still kind of in that same frame, or are you working towards different goals now?
Well, I have a different goal. At the minute, I'm actually training for a powerlifting competition.
Go
Um,
on.
so
A rite of
the meal
passage.
plan has obviously changed, and the calories are a wee bit more now. I'm not in photoshoot shape, I suppose, as much anymore. When I wouldn't say I'm that far away from a photo shoot if I were to drop everything and go for it now. But at the same time, I've different goals. So the likes of 6-pack doesn't really make a massive difference to me anymore. So if it does go, I'm not overly worried about it, because I know that if I turned around after the competition, the powerlift competition, within, I don't know, 6 months to a year, I could probably get it all back,
Probably
well,
quicker,
that's
realistically.
hopefully, you know, we'll see.
Sean's always about 2 weeks away from having rippling abs. So I think that's the point. Like, Sean had a conversation with me, and he was like, "Oh, we're going to this powerlifting competition." He's like, "But I've got, is it a stag that you've got coming up? Is that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah." He's like, "Well, I've got a stag at this point, and I kind of want to be in semi good shape for that, because obviously Sean's allergic to fabric when he's around people these days."
When he's in the heat.
And so I was, hey, we're only ever really, like, seriously 6 weeks away from you being in like optimal shape. But I think for anybody listening, because I think photo shoots get a hard time as well, I'm going a wee bit off here, but just to give a bit of context to this, like a photo shoot is essentially like running a marathon or a half marathon. It's something that you do to say that you have done it and you're in the peak possible condition. But like somebody who runs a marathon, you don't need to be able to run a marathon every day, all year round. Ideally, you don't want to go from running a marathon to not be able to run at all. Like if that's your thing, go for it. But at the same time, it's a bit like a photo shoot, in my opinion. Like it is an expression to say that you can do what you do. The confidence that Sean has got, he's just told you. There's a question, Sean, though. If you hadn't got the six pack originally and like felt the way that you have, obviously that's had an impact in other areas of your life around people, but also, do you think you would actually been confident enough to go, I'm going to do a powerlifting competition, or do you think knowing that you can achieve things has actually set you up for going, I'm going to do this next?
Well, I think if, like, I mean, we were walking towards the photo shoot, so I mean, I think I would have just, as you said, kept running against the wall until I got there. But say we did turn around and say, look, I know for some reason it's not going to happen. I would have went on to my next goal. I mean, which was the powerlifting competition. I always had it in my mind when I first started deadlifting. Like I love deadlifting, and lifting weights like benching and stuff like that. So I mean, that was nearly always going to be my second goal. So if the first one didn't come true, I just would have tried the second one, like, you know. So it was back to that, I suppose, that adage of just running your head through a wall until something comes true, like, you know. But I was confident on like I was confident on what I was doing at any given time during the photo shoot, because the confidence you instilled in me, even when I doubted myself, you were there and you were like, yeah, go for it. You have this. Like, I mean, it's absolutely possible.
There's another good question in there as well though, because like going back for your earlier check-ins, like you obviously touched on. I remember the first text you sent me going, I've not ever taken a topless picture, and you sent me over your topless picture. Ironically, I've now sold that to your neighbour for a good amount of money. But you're also on that same theme. Like you were someone who doubted yourself a wee bit when it came to training as well. You've now hit some for a guy who didn't really deadlift or hadn't ever deadlifted and was mightily impressed with it. Quite recently, you've hit the old 200 kegs off the floor. Let us know how that felt. What was that like?
So that was another photo shoot moment, I suppose. Um, like to me, 200 kilos off the floor is a pretty heavy weight. Like, I mean, it's I've been training for that for, I don't know, 6, 8 months, I suppose, maybe up to a year. And just slogging away, slogging away, slogging away. And then when we went for it and it went up, I mean, do you ever see powerlifters, suppose, when they lift it and it's up and they're kind of holding it and smiling? That was kind of what I felt like. Top of the world, it's actually up there. Like, I mean, can't believe I got. I'm not going to go on with that. But yeah, it was another milestone. Like, you know, it really was.
Good mate.
I remember hearing that 200 kilos is equivalent to a large male panda, and like I can't unthink every time somebody lifts 200 kilos. Not that it's that common, but I'm like, you've just lifted a fucking heavy panda from the ground. So if you're ever
Like, tomorrow and try it.
yeah, mate, if you're ever in the fields of Drogheda or whatever, and you see a panda just hanging about, you can go and pick up the panda. Don't recommend it, but you're able to do it.
So is
It's
this one another
also
thing?
the
Is it
same
100
weight
men
as a
versus
red
gorilla?
deer stag.
A red deer stag. We
Yeah,
got them
you've
in
lifted.
Melbourne.
I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a big deer.
Yeah.
You'll find out when you come to Scotland and go to the Highlands. We've got fucking tons of them.
Yeah, well, I left them all over the Highlands for you.
What weight's a haggis, mate? Uh,
Mm.
you've also just on top of the deadlift, though, you've benched 100 kilos recently as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they were to me they're two milestones, I suppose, in anybody's training. If you're aiming towards that, like, but that was always mine. It was 100 bench and 200 deadlift. So to get two of them at once was absolutely just. I suppose you see a lot on social media as well. The 100 kilo bench is like the pinnacle of, I suppose, your gym bros and all this crack, like, you know, all this nonsense, like. But to hit it, like, do you know that meme that was going around? It was like, what do you call your man? Oh no, it's not going to come to me. It was like when you finally hit your 100 kilo bench, and it's your man. He goes,
Oh yeah, the tune. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah, yeah. That's basically what it felt like when I hit the 100 kilo bench. Like, you know, it was deadly. But to get to them one day, like, I mean, it was obviously I've been training for the two of them, like, you know, so. But we went for it, and we got it, and it was just like a magic moment.
buzzing for you, mate. I can't wait to hit them now.
Yeah, yeah, it's a
Same.
big deal.
No, that's class, man. That's class.
I actually want to add 5 just to beat him.
How confident are you for the powerlifting competition then? Now that you've hit the 100 kgs bench and the 200 kgs deadlift.
Yeah, feeling good about it. Like, I mean, I don't think there's a date yet set for it, but I think I'll be ready. I mean, it's going to be towards the latter end of the year, I suppose. So I have a good time to train to get a wee bit more strength up. But I mean, 100 kilo bench and 200 deadlifts a pretty good benchmark so far, you know. So pretty confident on giving it my all anyway.
Good, good, good. Right, we spoke a lot about what's went well and you know how completely different your life is now and you know confidence, strength. Let's talk about what you found difficult. What was the hardest part of you transforming your life from when you started with biofitness to getting a six pack to kind of where you're currently at now? What is the biggest thing that you've found a challenge?
So um, probably all the food I did to lose weight. That was tough. I mean, I was at one stage I was like on nearly 4,000 calories. Like, I mean, that was tough eating. Um, that was extremely tough. I can go without eating, but eating that much food is hard. Um,
4,000, did you say?
Nearly 4,000. I think it was like 3,750 or something. It was a lot of food,
You were
you know,
bulking.
for bulking. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the thing, like 3,750 calories when you're eating like proper food.
yeah,
That's fucking hard. Like,
yeah.
Hard.
And that's the way we done it. Like, I mean, I thought to myself, when Kyle said to me, "You're going to be in that many calories," I was like, "Oh, lovely, ice cream and McDonald's and this, that, and the other." Like, no, that's not the way it was at all. It was a lot of lean meats and good foods, like, you know. And I think that did stand by me too, because wasn't looking to put on massive weight. You know, I was kind of looking to more like a lean bulk rather than put on loads of weight and then try and strip it off. Like, you know, I was trying to keep a wee bit of leanness there too. Like, so.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I thought the eating part was quite difficult. So I also found a wee bit hard the stress of life and gym as well. So, like, I don't get me wrong, I hear people say I don't have time to go to the gym, because I mean everybody has time to go to the gym. I won't hear that off anybody, because for the time people spend on TikTok or Instagram and stuff like that, I mean, they spend hours on it, like, and I've seen it firsthand. But when I get home from work in the evenings, I work 8 to 5 every day, so I go home, cook dinner, me and the wife put the kids to bed, and then it's 8 o'clock, and the gym closes at 10, so I have to get in and showered, do my session, shower, come home, and kids being kids sometimes don't want to go to bed and this, that, and the other. So sometimes it can be stressful getting into the gym and getting a session done. But that's only from my own stress. Like, you know, I mean, I know if I said to yourselves, look, I couldn't go to the gym on Wednesday or whatever, that's fine, you know. But it's kind of, I feel it off myself that I need to be going X, Y, and Z, you know.
100%. So you like just kind of coming back to the food side of things there. You said you're okay going without food. So did you find like cutting for your photo shoot pretty okay then?
Well, yes and no, I suppose. I mean, before I joined BioFitness, I was eating very little. I mean, I was eating, I know, for talk's sake, I was kind of eating, say, a protein bar in the morning till 11 o'clock. I might have a small bowl of cereal at 11 o'clock, and then for my lunch, I might have I 3 ham sandwiches, and then come home and have my dinner, whether it be spaghetti bolognese or whatever, and have me done for the day, like, you know. So, uh, eating less was kind of my norm. But then when I was in the last week or two of the prep for the photo shoot, that dropped again. Again, it was lean foods, and it was not regimented eating, but it was like certain foods I could eat and couldn't eat. You know, it wasn't hard. No, I wouldn't say it was hard. I
Fair
wouldn't
enough.
say it was
Yeah,
hard to get the
fair
food in.
enough. Yeah, the reason I was asking is definitely the hardest part for me in my photo shoot was the last 3 to 4 weeks before the shoot when the calories got super intense and the steps went through the fucking roof. So
The
no, I
step.
was just curious. Yeah, steps. I was just curious to see how you felt. Obviously, by being in that kind of mindset already, you found it did easy to adapt. Whereas with me, I'm a fucking grubber. Like gluttonous at times, so I was like, "Oh my God, this is tough." Actually, was it the week before my photo shoot, Kyle? I went to Lidl and just slammed a fucking sweetie aisle.
Oh, mate, your check-in that week was just like, I fucked it, I fucked it, I fucked it, I fucked it. You know, mate,
Like,
you know, just put the Percy pigs down and fucking get back on it for the next 6 days.
oh, aye, like a week before it, and that way, like my wee voice in my head was going, "What are you doing, mate?" But my hand just didn't stop. That was horrific. But I mean, I done all right. I done all right.
I,
The day was it the day before my photo shoot? I got the. Sorry, we'll circle back to Sean in a wee minute. I know we've got a guest. Um, Kyle didn't tell me to not wear deodorant, Sean.
All right.
So I wore deodorant and the spray tan, man. I turned fucking green. I was walking about like the Hulk, and I'm like, "Is this going to be here tomorrow for my photo shoot?"
that's a look up for you, mate.
Aye, all over, man. Just green, big patches of green. It was good fun.
You know, to be fair, I'd love to see what I actually look like if I had a good run to a photo shoot. The first time we done it was during just after lockdown. We just moved into this house, and the next door neighbour the night before it, out of nowhere, was like, "We're having a party. Yous are coming," and I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna feel awful if I say like I can't do it because I've got a photo shoot booked tomorrow." So I was like, "There was barbecue food, and it was originally meant to be like 3 pints, and it ended up like me being plastered drunk the night before it." And I was like, "Well, that wasn't great." So that happened, and then the second one I booked, my gran was coming over to Ireland for the first time in I think it was like 20 years, and like be her being the age she is, I don't know. Every day is an extreme sport for her getting up, so I didn't know how long she's got, but she's still here. But I was like, I was on 1,600 calories, and I had to try and fit in like 2 pints of Coors Light a night for about 4 nights, and I was like, prawns and Pepsi Max was like 5 times a day, mate. I was just like literally prawns and Pepsi Max diet. Good stuff.
Oh, it sounds horrific.
Yeah, the only thing I was looking forward to was the 2 pints of Coors at night. And I had to wait till hunger cravings kicked in. I was literally just going, I'm drinking these, but I've got an hour before I start raiding the fridge, so I need to go to my bed. Like, great stuff.
Why don't we all do a team photo shoot, but we all just get on the Manjaro and see what fucking shape we can get in?
I would. Yeah, I've been tempted to do a few things. There's a few gyms in town and stuff that do these like extreme diets and stuff, and I was like so tempted just to do it and document like what actually happens. Like actually go right. I'm having apple cider vinegar for breakfast. I'm eating.
Please,
I'm sucking a fucking
please.
packet for lunch. Like yeah, see what happens.
Right,
I know
I want to
exactly what
ask,
gym you're talking about.
get name and shame.
Don't name and shame. Don't name and shame. No, that's
No, I don't want to call out video with my name mentioned in it, please, and thank you.
Name and shame and clip it. I'm not scared. No, I want to talk. Because
Yeah, you're on
obviously,
the other
like,
side of the fucking water.
yeah, exactly. Fucking come at me. So from obviously this is the first time that me and Sean are actually having a proper conversation here, and one of the
Oh,
big things
pleasure.
that I can get from the chat that you're having with Sean is the massive like kind of psychological shift that you've had from being someone that always wanted to get it perfect. If you missed a gym session, you would panic, you would think it's all fucked, to now being somebody that trains like fuck, hitting PBs, focusing more on what you can do in the gym instead of what you can't achieve essentially. And that identity shift for you must feel so liberating in a sense, because there is a lot less pressure on you to be perfect from yourself, and a little bit more of a push for you to fucking do what you can when you can. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean,
How
like
does
it's
that make you feel like going forward just for everyday life?
well, it's the knowledge that most benefits anybody that I suppose has a coach. Like, I mean, unless you have a coach you don't know, I suppose you're winging it really. And it's the knowledge now. I suppose it's the knowledge that gives me the confidence because I mean, I know now that if life happens, as you say, or something gets in the way, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can still progress and live a life at the same time. Like, I mean, it's not it's not the be all and end all of everything, you know. And that kind of empowers people, I suppose, that with the knowledge that you're not going to wreck it over a few pints on a Friday night, or you're not going to wreck it by eating a takeaway on a Saturday night, or obviously in moderation or whatever. But I mean, it can't all be undone with one night out, you know. And that it's the knowledge that kind of yeah that empowers people, you know.
When we look back to like week one Sean, I bet a pint or a few pints to week one Sean looks and feels very different than what it does now. Hey?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
You can actually enjoy it now without the panic.
exactly, exactly.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Oh, you're scared, I can tell. Um, you never know what comes to my mind. But how do you find your support system? Because obviously, like, you know yourself, you're a member of BioFitness, you know how much everyone supports you. I even think about the first time you came to the BioFitness summer night and you were so shy and quiet. And by the end of the night, Adam had you doing fucking Quancho bombs. You were grand. Uh, but outside of BioFitness, how do you find like family, friends, colleagues? How do they react to all of this? Because I know myself, everyone can be an absolute pain in the arse, brutally honest. Sorry, not sorry, guys, if you listen, but sometimes these can be pains to me
Yeah,
when it comes to health and fitness.
yeah. Well, like a lot of my mates, like I mean, um, wouldn't see that side of fitness. Like I mean, none of them are into fitness, I suppose. So, I look back when I had the photo shoot and I was prepping for the photo shoot. I went to a party. I think, one of my mates got engaged. I think 2 weeks before the photo shoot, and I went out there and I think I might have had 2 pints, and they were asking me, "You're not drinking like we're going on it like," and I was like, "No, no, 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 I'm not drinking that much tonight." And they asked why, and I'd never said it in a bit of photo shoot to them before this, and I said it to them, and sure, I was a laughing stock then for the whole night, you know, like, oh, you're going to be ripped, and you're going to be all this, that, and the other, whatever. And that was like, I mean, it was water off the duck back for me because I knew the work that I put in. I was like, well, I don't care what anybody thinks, like, you know. And on the home side of things, I mean, my number one supporter is my wife. Like, I mean, she's just like when I done the photo shoot, she couldn't be more proud of me. Like, you know, and now that I'm training for the powerlifting competition, she's like, "Go you," sort of thing. Like, you know, and obviously the kids running around, "Daddy, look at my muscles," and "Daddy, is the protein in this," and "Yeah, buddy, this," and "Yeah, buddy, that," and you know. But yeah, no, overall it's pretty good. Like, you know, um, basically you have it like the way I see it. I have it in my head that I have a goal. And, I mean, people don't agree with that. That's fair enough. Like, I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I want to do. And it's my life, so.
100,
And it's a
mate.
good attitude to have because a lot of people don't have that still to this day.
Well, I
So to
didn't
get
have that
that,
at the very start. Now, to be fair, like fair, I would have took like criticism like that really harshly, like, you know. But as I grew and I gained the knowledge and I started seeing results and stuff, I was like, this is what I want to do, and this is the way I'm going to do it. Like, and don't care who thinks what about it. Like,
No matter what you do in life, somebody's going to have an opinion on it. Somebody's going to have something negative to say. So you may as well do something that you want to do, something that's going to benefit you and that actually aligns with your values and your goals. Do you know what I mean? So it's good that you've came to that realization as well, because I know, like personally, so many people who have actually held themselves back through a fear of judgment from people that they don't fucking know. Do you know what I mean? Like, fair enough, listening to family and friends, like I can understand why that would have a bit of an impact on your decision making. But with people that you don't know, why the fuck would you care? You know, and it's again, that's another very liberating experience when you do come to terms with that and you can start to appreciate, do you know what? Life's for living. Life's too short to fucking worry about everybody else's opinions, so you may as well do what you enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I have a question.
Oh, do ya? Will we let him ask a question? I don't know if we should
I
let science guy in.
I actually forgot he was here, to be honest. Fucking my back is breaking for carrying this episode.
It's about time, mate. You've had a few offers. I want to bring up receipts, mate. Anyway,
I'm putting my feet up. I carried last week.
right. Instead of calling everybody out around us and turning this into a negative Nancy podcast, if someone is listening, hopefully someone outside of my ma's listening, even if it is my ma, she can listen to this. If someone feels stuck in the cycle of starting and stopping, what would you say to them?
As in somebody that's in training, like,
So if somebody is constantly every week going, right, this is the week I'm going to get started, and then they put it off and then they stopped or something happens and they constantly can't get momentum, and what would you say to them? Because I think if we go back to the version of Sean that kind of first started, there was like you're always putting in the work, but there'd probably be times where like the smallest thing could possibly put you in a bad mood, or you would like, oh, maybe need to do something differently, or whatever that looks like. I think you've probably got quite good experience of that. So, like, what would you say to somebody who is in that position of maybe starting and stopping?
well, I mean, somebody who's starting, say, wanted to start, I mean, it's a conscious decision for somebody to say, I want X, Y, or Z, whether it be whatever, running a marathon, getting a photo shoot, doing a powerlifting competition, whatever it may be, to have it in their head that they want to do something. It's I would say, for the likes of yourselves, make the call, reach out and have a chat with yourselves. Because, I mean, you only need to take one look at BioFitness social media to see the results that people are getting. And for people who are stuck, kind of, I want it, but I don't want to put in the work. Again, it's a lifestyle thing. I mean, you can make things work around different lifestyles. Nobody lives the same life, and everybody has different things going on. But I do think that's one thing yourselves are good at, is building a structure around a busy lifestyle. It definitely works, and I would honestly say, if you're thinking about it, just dive headfirst in, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Because I know I certainly was, like.
Shannon, that's the point that you need to clip and we put that on social
I
media.
was just about to say, I'm going to clip this and we're going to use this for marketing now. And yeah,
Thanks, Sean. Bye. No, but
we got what
That's
we
all you
needed.
wanted.
Goodbye. Thank you very much. Weakest link.
yeah,
Uh,
we'll charge you your next month's subscription if you don't do the. And probably the next question to lead on from that then is, a lot of people, you kind of touched or alluded to this, they rely on motivation to get things going. And motivation can be good or bad depending. But in your opinion, what matters more, motivation or standards?
well, I'll rephrase that. I don't believe in motivation at all, not one bit. I believe in dedication. And that's the God's honest truth. I mean, I've been motivated some days and not gone to the gym. I'm like, oh, I'm going to the gym, yeah. And no, I just don't go, like. But when you have dedication and you know where you want to be and you're dedicated to get there, that will win over motivation any day of the week for me. And I think that's the same for most people. I mean, if your mind is set in something and you're dedicated to do it, to me, it's going to happen. if you're motivated, you could be motivated all day long, and something as simple as you get your, I don't know, you stub your toe in the door, oh, that's enough of that, or train outside, I'm not going for a run, or, you know, like, I mean, if you're dedicated, it's going to happen, whether it's raining outside or you stub your toe in the door, you know.
A very
I,
controversial thing to say because most
I
of the
know.
social media you'd see is like you need to be motivated, but you're saying the complete opposite.
In my personal opinion, anyway, yeah, absolutely.
I'd agree with you 100%. That's why you
Yeah,
got the wow.
I'm uh, I'm going to double down and just say, yeah, fuck your motivation. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Man, there's not an aspect of my life that I'm like, if I only turned up when I was motivated, I'll tell you what, I'd probably see Jen once a year. I'd probably go to work maybe once a week, and I'd probably go to the gym once a week as well. Like, it annoys me to see that other thing that a lot of people are starting to do videos on it, certainly coming up on my Instagram. But see this intuitive eating or just eat what you feel. I'm like, see if I ate what I feel all the time, like I'd be doner kebabs and pints every single day. And I've done that.
Chicken nuggets and chips.
But the thing is, there's not a stop point to it. Like some people are like, oh yeah, but you'll know where to stop. I'm like, no, I have tested this. I've gone through Christmases where I'm like, I literally have had takeaways and pints every day. And I'm like, that's why I need some sort of structures behind me.
Yeah.
Like 100% fuck motivation. Like fuck motivation, fuck intuitive eating. Not that anybody else brought intuitive eating, but I used it. I gatewayed my way in there.
Fucking intuitive eating. I actually ran a little experiment on myself about 8 years ago. I remember it, and I went. I'm going to eat what I want. I will track it just to give me a kind of rough idea of how many calories I'm bringing in. Something like 6,500 calories.
Yeah, man.
There was no. It was just like an endless pit. I'm like, well, I feel like that. I'm going to eat it. Fuck it. 6,500.
Hey, I said it into the group chat the other day. I went to that Siam thing to get a chicken curry for my lunch. It was a Thai green curry because I thought it was a healthy option. We all budgeted it around about 700 to 900 calories. 1,500 calories for my lunch. 1,500 calories. That was one day when I came off of some sort of structure. If I was doing that every day, man, I'd be giving Shaniqua a run for her money. Fuck me.
You'd be looking for the Manjaro subscription.
Mate, that's why people. Yeah, eat what you want whilst you're injecting yourself with something. I'll tell you what, bodybuilders and Manjaro, yeah, do what you want, just follow my program, piss off. Anyway, Sean,
Yeah. Nice that you still are here. Milo has returned as well.
did Milo go? I feel like the podcast just clips of Milo, like your face disappearing down and Milo's face coming up. It's just a.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to hold him at bay because he does really like being on camera, but he's managed to get in now, so he's here again.
Hadn't noticed. Anyway, Sean, if we were to put down the entire process, if you were to put it down to one thing, what's actually changed the game for you?
Dramatic pause.
I know I keep going back to it, but it's the knowledge. It's like I I I still track my food every single day, but I mean, I could easily go a week and not track my food and still hit my macros, I would say. Um, I look at now, like if I'm doing the shopping, um, I won't eat a meal unless there's some form of protein in it. Like, I mean, I think it's a waste of time because even if you're not training, you should still be getting a fair amount of protein into you, like, you know. So I would say it's the knowledge of knowing food wise, training wise, just how to get around. Like, I mean, I metaphorically speaking, I could quit BioFitness in the morning, and no, I'm not saying I definitely could, but I could. I'm fairly sure I had a good shot at it that I could quit BioFitness in the morning and probably get myself close to lean as well. Like, you know, from what I've learned from yourselves, like, you know, it to me, knowledge is all powerful because again, like before I met you, I was training 3 to 4 times a week, but I was eating like a child, and to me now, food is what makes the difference. Like, food is fuel, like, you know, and you're eating like a child, you're not going to be able to train properly or in any aspect.
Yeah.
There's
Reach
so many good bits to
100%.
clip here.
100%. Right, I think we've maybe got time for one more question. He's happy with one more.
Take it, you're choosing it, mate. Take it. You've got the. He's taking the floor. He's came up to the penalty spot. He's going for. Yes,
I sat forward and everything. No, I actually don't.
You
If you have
mate. You've talking.
I do have a
You're
question.
carrying this, Gary. Come on.
If you, no,
This is your time to shine.
I sat forward because my back's still a wee bit sore for the first half of the podcast. No, I've like the question that I wanted to ask and kind of finish it on, and it's just to really highlight the changes that you've made, mentally, physically, since you began your journey with biofitness. Do you trust yourself more now? Because it seems like that's what this journey has really built. You were speaking about abs, you were speaking about fucking 200 kilo deadlift, but in terms of trust, would you say you trusted yourself more now? I think I know the answer, but I want you to just kind of reflect. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I know myself that I can, as I said, I could sit down now and make lunch. I don't know what's in the fridge at the minute, but I could make something out of the knowledge that it will have some sort of protein in it and it'll hit a certain amount of macros and stuff. Like, it's second nature to me now that I just trust what I know already and what I've learned from yourselves, that I could basically put my mind to it. I can get to it,
Amazing. I love it. Right, okay. Final question. If somebody was on the fence about joining BioFitness, if they've been on the fence for a while, what would you say to them?
Just do it. I mean, go on to, for talk's sake, go onto my Instagram and look at the changes. Like, I mean, it's life changing. It's you can't you won't understand what it's like until you actually get in there, because it will honestly change your life. It's results based science, I suppose. It just works. It definitely works. For anybody that's skeptical or, as you say, sitting on the fence, just try it. Try it and see how it goes. But I'm telling you now, it will work.
I'm raging. We spent a substantial amount of money for some brand overhaul last year. We sat through months of presentations to try and come up with taglines, and I should have just came with "It just works."
It just works.
What you said?
Just do it. It just works.
Yeah.
Some of the quotes that Sean's had today, between motivation and "it just works," I feel like Shannon, you're getting the sack. Sean, you're.
He would clip the work for you, huh?
Shannon, you stay. I'll go. See you there.
Yeah, more like it.
Right. Well, I think there's a lot there to be said, mate, and genuinely has been great having you on. There's a lot for everybody to take in. Been a pleasure. We are going to wrap it up there. Thank you for listening. Thanks to Dave and Toby for the music. We'll catch you next week.
Wait. Oh, no, don't sign off. Don't fucking sign off. Don't sign off. For people that are on the fence about joining, keep your eyes peeled over the next week or so on all 3 BioFitness pages, because we have something very, very exciting and special that is exactly what you're looking for. Not might be, no fucking guessing about it. It is exactly what you're looking for. Yeah, I know Kyle's already said it, Sean, but absolute pleasure having you on, mate. Thank you so much for taking the time out and chatting with us.